Let's say you are benching 100 kg for 10 reps on a supraphysiological level of creatine. After your creatine stores are back to baseline, you might bench. What is up guys, Gert here, welcome to the video, and today we are going to be taking an in-depth look at everybody's favorite white powder. Creatine. As you well know, creatine is one of my personal favorite supplements. In fact, I did a whole video talking about my top 5 favorite supplements. I'm gonna link it somewhere in the video, here. It's also gonna be in the description below, so feel free to check it out and let me know what you think. Guys, gentle reminder, I am not a doctor, I know nothing about anything, so take whatever I say with a pinch of salt. So without further ado, let's answer some of the most commonly asked questions about creatine. And let's start with, what is creatine? Creatine is a naturally occurring amino acid, and that is derived from the synthesis of methionine, arginine and glycine, and it promotes and increases the production of ATP. ATP, which is short for adenosine triphosphate, is the energy carrying molecule found in all cells. All types of cells, whether it's muscle cells, brain cells, all of our cells. What ATP does is it helps our cells carry out very important key functions in our body. And therefore, the higher the ATP, the bigger the working capacity. Meaning you can get more stuff done. So why should you take creatine? What's amazing about creatine, particularly creatine monohydrate, is that it is one of the most heaviest researched substances, and there is a ton of data backing up its efficiency and effectiveness, especially in the sports world. Studies have shown time and time again that creatine has the capability of increasing lean body mass if taken at 5 grams per day over a long period of time. As a result of increased lean body mass, athletes will also experience an increase in endurance and also muscular strength. Adequate creatine supplementation is not only beneficial in the sports realm, but also has a lot of potent benefits in other body functions that often go overlooked, like neurological support, fertility, brain functions, and also an enhancement in cognitive ability. So now that we determined the benefits of creatine, let's look at what form of creatine you should take. There are many different types of creatine. For example, creatine monohydrate, micronized creatine monohydrate, creatine HCl, creatine ethyl ester, and many other forms. The most researched one is creatine monohydrate. Having said so, all of these tend to work in the same way. The only difference between these different forms of creatine is the water solubility, and some of them are easier to digest than others. Creatine monohydrate is the cheapest form of creatine, so I would encourage you to start from there. However, if you encounter any digestive issues, try micronized creatine monohydrate or creatine HCl because they are easier to digest. Now that we determined what type of creatine you should take, let's have a look at how much creatine should you take. Studies have been congruent with a dosage bracket of approximately 3 to 6 grams of daily creatine. Having said so, this is a bit of a blanket statement since it tends to overlook factors like muscle mass, exercise, and also genetic differentiation. I would say the dosage should actually be based on your body weight. In fact, certain studies have also suggested that some people might benefit from higher doses of creatine monohydrate, ranging from 5 grams to 30 grams in order to offset any possible creatine deficiencies. If you don't want to give it too much thought, stick to 5 grams of creatine every day. If you want to be more specific and optimize your result, my recommendation is to take 0.075 grams per kilogram of body weight. So if you're 80 kilos, quick maths, 0.075 times 80, that will give you 6 grams per day. Something that often pops up in a discussion about creatine is, should you do a loading phase? The short answer, not necessarily. Creatine is stored in the skeletal muscle of our bodies. So unlike something like caffeine, where as soon as you take it you feel the immediate effect, creatine saturation stores are built over a period of time. And when you supplement with creatine, your creatine stores will build up far beyond regular creatine stores, allowing you to reap the benefits of increased strength, ATP, endurance, and so on. The idea behind the loading protocol is that when you take a lot of creatine at once, this will saturate the creatine stores in our muscles much faster. Therefore, you will start reaping the benefits of creatine quicker. For all those interested, the loading protocol is 0.3 grams per kilogram of body weight of creatine every day for a week. And after that, you have the maintenance phase, which is 0.075 grams per kilogram of body weight for a long period of time. Just be careful when you are loading creatine, because an excessive amount of creatine can cause digestive issues, especially when dehydration is involved. My personal favorite approach to taking creatine is a steady, constant maintenance approach. Therefore, 0.075 grams per kilogram of body weight for a long period of time. Your creatine stores will get as saturated as if you did the loading phase, just not as quickly. And should you cycle creatine? You can, but you don't need to. Creatine has been proven to be safe over and over again in different age groups, starting from really young kids up to the elderly. Therefore, you don't need to cycle it. However, if you want to give your body a break, why not? So let's say you decide to cycle creatine. Will you lose muscle? The short answer is no, you will not lose muscle as such. What will happen is that your muscles will look smaller for the simple reason that creatine is an osmotically active substance, meaning it will increase water retention within the muscle fibers. It will take up to 6 weeks in order for your creatine stores to go back to baseline, and during this period you might experience a decline in overall strength due to less ATP production. How much will this affect you? Well, let's say you are benching 100 kg for 10 reps on a supraphysiological level of creatine. After your creatine stores are back to baseline, you might bench 100 kg for 8 reps. However, this is very subjective, and it varies from person to person, and it depends on how well you actually respond to creatine. And talking about subjectivity, what about vegans and vegetarians? Should they take creatine? Actually, both vegetarians and vegans will highly benefit from supplementing with creatine, since creatine is mostly found in fish and meat. So if you're not eating fish or meat, the only way to exogenously get creatine is through supplementation. And probably you will notice an immediate boost in physical and cognitive benefits. Talking about benefits, are there any side effects? Creatine is overall very safe. There might be a couple of disadvantages to it, for example, water bloating and water retention, since you are automatically holding more water. Some people might also experience digestive issues due to excessive creatine consumption. Other than that, if you are a healthy individual and you decide to start taking creatine, you should be fine. Remember to always consult your doctor prior to taking anything. That's all for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you are still here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also the bell notification so you will be informed whenever a new video is released. Hit like, comment down below. Have you taken creatine? What is your experience with creatine? Let me know down below. I am really interested in all your feedback. Feel free to follow me on social media platforms on Instagram at Kurtxibi, KURTXIBI. Also, I have my own podcast which is on Spotify and other major podcast platforms at From Fat to Fit. If you have any questions, feel free to send DMs, comment down below. I will try to answer to all the DMs and also all the comments. Once again, guys, thank you very much for watching. Much appreciated. You have absolutely no idea how much I appreciate your support, and I will talk to you soon.